Bum bum. Some Dragon Quest. I really like Dragon Quest, so I figured I could play some. I don't know if my audio levels are good or not, but yeah, I don't care. No one ever watches these anyways, usually, but bum 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 ba da da dum bum 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 ba da da dum bum bum bum. All right. Appearance A. There we go. Sure. Since I'm streaming, I'll just go on the really easy mode. It's a stream, so I just want to chill, you know? Works for me. Yep, I know how auto-saving works. I hope the game audio isn't too terribly loud, but we'll see. I hope it's not too loud, though. That would be really, really annoying. It is what it is either way. It doesn't matter too much. Wow! Nice design. Woo! Yep, I know how running works. Wee, wee, wee. As they say. Yes, I can hear you. Yep. The manner of person I am. Sure, I'm ready to begin. Tell me my true name. Well, my true name is obviously Taco Bell. Where's Taco Bell? Almost forgot the, there we go. August 25th, there we go, yep. Yeah, sure, very good. A series of questions, just answer swiftly. Let us begin. Is it better to have weapons compared to companions? No. Do you often wonder how magical it might be to switch? Sure. Do you envy the freedom of birds? Not particularly. Do you find yourself unable to... Nope. Are you able to prevent failure? Yeah. Unable... No. I guess, sure. Yeah. No. Once you begin a task, you find that... I guess, kinda. When dining, do you leave the most delicious item on your plate for last? Sometimes, sure. Do you believe the world to be filled with more sadness? And absolutely not. Did you ever wish that you were grown to adulthood before your time? Not really. If you can't have that which you desire, do you crave it more? I guess. Most people would. Very interesting indeed. Now let us move on to the final test of your character. Wow. Nice. A sign. Please continue to the west. I'm going east. I refuse to comply. I am she who watches over all, and I have seen what manner of person you are. It seems you're something. No! No matter what those around you may say, your way is best, and you will not follow any of them. Alright, whatever. Your broad and varied interests prove that you are not wholly closed-minded, but your enthusiasm yeah, that one's pretty accurate. You're often a burden to others, but miraculously they don't seem... That seems pretty accurate. Selfish, yet likable. That's pretty accurate. This game just did a psychoanalysis on me. Now, my child, very soon the dawn will break, and you'll rise to greet the new day. I don't know why. Some lines I choose to read out loud, and then some I'm like, no. I'll just read them in my head. 16th birthday? Is that what it said? Oh. Whee! Can it wait until he's a little bit older? No. It pains me to say that we had no word from Ortega since he left for the volcano. Oh no! Well, no time like the present.
Hi.
Woo! They got some pumpkins. Some, what are those? Apples. I see a couple chests. Some, like, flowers and herbs. I'll go make them now. Yay! I picked up Dragon Quest 5 and 6 on Super Famicom. They were like $7 each at a local shop. That was pretty cool. I'm displaying them on my office. Wake up! Wake up! Time to get up. Today's a very important day. After all, it's not every morning you ask the king and stuff to give your big journey his personal blessing. This is what I've been raising you for all these years. Well, shall we get going? Come on, follow me. Never! I don't want to go on a big adventure. I want to stay here and kill slimes for 3 hours. Everyone knows killing slimes is important. Is it really a Dragon Quest playthrough if you don't kill like 1,000,000 slimes before going anywhere? The answer is no. Or maybe I'm just insane. Maybe I over-prepare just a little bit. Who knows? Man, I love the music in this game. It's so good. It's so good. Wait, I just learned I can comment on my own live streams, like, through my phone. That's cool. To the castle! Oh yeah. Now I can make my streams say Taco Bell whenever I want. Yes, yes, yes. I understand. There's a menu. I'm gonna... Miscellaneous. System settings. Can I turn the audio settings down?
Yeah.
Yeah. My headphones are very sensitive, so unless the game's like all the way down, it's just killing my ears. Oh yeah, castle time. Whee! Must zigzag. It's totally not any faster, but... Ding, 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 ding. Well met, child of Ortega. Yeah. I've played this game before, so I don't need to read all this dialogue. Who needs a story when you have experience playing a game and just want to go kill slimes for an hour or something? Oh yeah, 50 gold. Wee-hoo. Committed to memory. You know what else has been committed to memory? Indeed, it hath been updated. No shortcut commands. Would you like to assign some? Oh yeah. That's gonna be heal. Because naturally, I need a shortcut for healing. Yeah. Time to go to a fun place. Whee! I want none of this so far. Actually, no, I don't need any of it. I'm playing on the super ultra easy mode. So, and in. Hello. No, I won't be staying here. I just want to see if there's any chests I can steal from, you know, like a well-adjusted person. Seems the fellow in the room opposite tried to make himself a wrecking ball and met with a little accident. I was enjoying some peace and quiet when suddenly an almighty bang came from his room. Judging by how badly he's hurt, those things must be pretty dangerous. Yeah. Hello, sir? I only wanted to see what's on the other side of the ocean. Cough! Ow, it hurts. Owie, it hurts. Free items? No. I forget, it's been a little bit. Okay, next destination. Ugh. Map. I'm the map. I'm gonna look at the weapons. Do you have weapons that are my... Oh, hi, random person. Yep. Sir, do you have any weapons that I... Wrong button. No. That would be good, but I can't get it right now. It's not gonna matter anyways. This is just a level grinding stream. I'm here to grind levels. A nun. Let us pray for peace. Yes. Don't need to do any of that right now. Level grind. Give me slimes or give me death. Yes. I know. Just give me my party members. Give to me my party members. Okay, I want... Oh yeah. Yep, I'm taking all of them, I guess. I don't particularly want to have the warrior right now, but I'm sure I can get a better one later on, but whatever. Yes, yes. No! I did not pre-order this game. Hello there! A bank. Yes, yes, take... Shut up and take my money! I should be allowed to deposit 50 coins. I'm suing you and your bank. Yes, yes, I know shops, they exist. Continental map. I know exactly where I want to go, and I'm not a high enough level to pick up the gear that I want, so I'm just gonna have to level grind until I'm strong enough to take out the monsters I want to take out. Yes, yes, making sense of the map. Free items, oh yeah. Give to me your items, sir. Oh yeah, a group of slimes. Whee! Man, that's a whole lot of damage. It's always funny starting off the game being like weaker than slimes. Slime B is defeated. Slime A attacks. Wasn't there a way to fast forward? I forget. Maybe you have to get to a certain point. Everyone follow orders. I was just following orders, you see. Oh, I can just do that. There, cool. What do you have? Heal. I don't care. Attack! You've got that one. Might as well. Bonk! Whee! The enemy are defeated. The enemy are defeated. It's pretty funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm just really easy to entertain. A medicinal herb? No way, bro. That's crazy. Wee! Give to me your slimes. Oof. Yeah, those birds are gonna be something to have to deal with. We're gonna attack the slimes. You're gonna heal. You're gonna use a spell on that, and you're gonna attack one of those. Wee! Yeah! Ugh. Oh yeah! Man, what a daunting enemy. Birds and slimes. You handle the slimes. No one needs to be healed, so you can attack a slime. You do that, and you do that. Cool. At this early in the game, I could just have it play itself, and it'd probably work out. I usually like to get somewhere between level 7 to 10 before I do anything actually cool. Of course, leveling can take quite a long time in this game. Just everyone attack. Wow. Missed an attack on a slime. Wow. Talk about awful luck. Gotta be the most unskilled adventurers of all time. The group of enemies are defeated. Each party member gets 7 experience. Woohoo! Very nice. Very nice. Bum, 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 bum. Ultra fast. Ultra fast battles in order to make things not so insufferable. Self. Okay. Whee! Heal you. You also... Oh wait, no. Sorry, I was like, you also know how to use spells? I thought I was on the warrior. A hero, a priest, a mage, and a warrior. Pretty cool. Poof. Give to me your spells. Does anyone actually need healing? Not really. Free items! Give to me your items. Yeah. You know what? We're just gonna set all to show no mercy. We're early enough to deal with that. Maybe that was a dumb choice. Tactics. Fight wisely, I guess. Oh no! There we go. I'll just let them do whatever they want. We're early enough to where it doesn't matter. This is the right way. Boing. How dare that person miss an attack? You fool! Fight this poor slime. He stood no chance. Whee! 8 whole gold coins. I'm so happy. Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. That's a whole lot of slimes. Oh no! I would have been really mad if my priests went down there. It would have been quite the annoyance, indeed. The cool thing about this is since I'm just level grinding, it doesn't matter to like pay too much attention. I can just be like, alright, I'm gonna talk about random other stuff. First, real quick, we're gonna go here to the town of Reeve. Wee-hoo! Yep. Ding 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 ding. Hello. The thief's key. I once heard. Tiny island. You know, there's actually a hidden passage in the woods south of here that lead right to the tower. I've always wanted to take a look. Yeah, we're not going there for a little while though. It is time to level grind and... Hello, person. Clothes and hats too, indeed. Actually, before we leave, I'm gonna go out here. Yes, phone, I know. It's 2:14 a.m. and you want me to sleep. But there is absolutely no chance of that happening. Ding, 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 ding. Anyways, I wanted to go out here. If you can't tell, I'm quite distracted. So, I'm not particularly paying attention to the screen right now. I'm browsing Facebook Marketplace. Hence the bad navigation. Okay, first stop, tree. West. Yep, secret spots, I know how they work. Hello, sir! I must have lost my sack somewhere when I was descending the mountains to the east. I thought things were bad enough when I managed to leave my clothes in that cave to the south. My mind is not what it once was, and neither is my wardrobe. Yes, and I plan to steal those. A divine dagger. Oh yeah. Equipment. Can you use it? I mean, I would assume he'd be able to. But, actually, now that I think about it, surely she's incapable. Oh. She can. It only makes sense for a priest to have a divine weapon. Right. You can use the cypress stick. And you will have... Yeah, it is better than what you had before. I think. I don't know. They're the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. Noted. Okay, now the question is, do we want to go east or do we want to go south first? Which one was which? Clothes are in the south. And his sack is in the east. Well, let's get the clothes first. Cave to the south. I'm just gonna try and... I don't want to venture like into too dangerous of territory and get like totally destroyed. But we're on the easiest difficulty for a reason. Just for a laid back chill stream, so if we get into too much danger, it doesn't matter. Yay! Level up. Hopefully new spell. Oh yeah. Cave to the south. I'm assuming it'll be out here. Well, there is something out here. Oh, yeah. This might be a bit of a tougher fight. We're facing enemies. Well, one enemy that we haven't dealt for. Well, we haven't dealt with it on this file yet, but yep. Down easily. When it's in the early game and just like a total level grinding stage, I want to heal. Just to be safe. Always be on the safe side. Seeds of Luck. I love how you actually slow down when you're like climbing a mountain. It's a pretty cool detail. Wow. Missing attacks. How dare you. Wind magic. Once we get that, should work on them. Weehoo! Kill 'em all! Wow, you guys really like attacking me, don't you? Whee! Fight! Alright. I'm going to get that item. Even if it kills me. Oh no. This... Huh? Wait. Oh, because it's on, like, loser easy mode. Our character's just not capable of dying or something. I was anticipating a laid-back easy mode stream. I didn't know that easy mode literally just makes you not able to die. If that's what that was, I thought... Was that not what that was? Maybe I just saw that they attacked someone and thought it was someone else. That must have been it, surely. Who knows? Whee! Oh yeah! Level up! Level up! Take them all out! Take them all out! Yes, of course. Fight smart. Tries to smack the dude in the air with his sword instead of the thing that's clearly on the ground. It doesn't matter. We're just level grinding, it's fine. This little venture is sure to pay the price of an inn and then some. Let's see, is any of that any good? Yeah, good enough. And then... oh, it's just another copper sword. Right. Is it better than... I'm surely... oh, yeah. Significantly. Takes 2 steps. Whee! Level grinding streams are fun because I can just like chill. They're easy. I don't have much to talk about, but I can just rant about things. And that's fun. Crack! Like cocaine? That's bad for you. To the forest. take them out. I'm so tempted to get back into an MMO. I just don't know which one to play. I have the time. I have nothing but time. So I could get into an MMO and waste my life on it. But I don't particularly want to. Here's Cave to the south, I assume. Absolutely beautiful. I want to find the items, and then I want to go out to the mountain and deal with the enemies there in order to get whatever that man lost. See, that was such a cool thing that games, like modern games, just don't do anymore. Exploration was so good. Just go to a random tree, find an area, talk to a dude who mentions he lost some loot, and then go look for the places. And it doesn't tell you exactly where it is. It's just like, yeah, it's in the south, it's in the east, go find it yourself. That was good game design. These days we don't get design like that anymore. If there's a cool item, you're usually just told exactly where it is, and you don't have to explore for it at all. And there's just no secrets anymore. I wish that game devs weren't allergic to secrets in games anymore, but exploring every last corner of a little cave, it's just so cool. It was a good way to design games. So it's nice when games like this get faithful remakes, although this one isn't like the most faithful remake, honestly, but good enough remakes. They could have been a bit more faithful. You know what really upsets me is the fact that the Dragon Quest VII remake doesn't have all of the content from the different versions of the games. Like, how can something try to be the definitive version of a game and then not have all the content? Treasure chest, 76 gold, oh yeah. That's good game design. Put a random chest with a crap load of gold in it. Well, I mean, for early game, it's a crap load of gold. All in all, it's not really much, but man, Dragon Quest is awesome. It's like literally the dream. You have, you know, an awesome, cool video game RPG. You have Akira Toriyama doing character designs. I wonder if 12 will have Toriyama character designs or not. I don't know if they were still doing how long they were doing them, but I have a sneaking suspicion that Kingdom Hearts 4, the new part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Dragon Quest 12 are going to be coming in the next 1 to 3 years. You see, a lot of people don't realize Square Enix has been in a rebuilding state that's supposed to end in 2027 because they had a new guy take over not too terribly long ago, a few years ago, and at the time they were just horribly failing. So they decided to hold on. Anyways, and so they decided to basically rebuild or restructure, that's the term. And they outright stated, we don't plan to make any super major releases until at the very least 2027. Anything that wasn't already planned to release before that pretty much was like, yeah, we're just going to push it away. And so post 2027, 2027 is guaranteed to have at least one big release. The question is it going to be Kingdom Hearts 4, Dragon Quest 12, or Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 3? And it's probably going to be Part 3 of that remake. If I was a betting man, which I most certainly am not, that's what I would bet on. So I'm guessing that the Summer Game Fest, they're going to announce something. Squeenix is definitely going to say something. Whether it's going to be like anything really cool, who knows? But it is likely that they will have one of those big 3 games released right in 2027 as the restructure is ending. And post 2027 we'll finally start seeing some bigger stuff again. Hopefully. That was the claim anyways, is post 2027 they should be done restructuring and be able to do their thing. Hopefully their thing happens to be making quality content. Who knows? Ooh, didn't mean to get in a battle, but that's such a good attack. I love attacks that'll just take out entire groups of enemies. Oh yeah. Medicinal herb. We're gonna go out this way. See how cool it is that, like, these underground passages were connected? That's just good game design. Door's locked. Nice. See, because you're supposed to get the master key at some point. And then the door out there is going to be locked as well, but we can explore a little bit. I'm not hurting for, resources right now. My priest's MP is getting a little bit low, but it's not going to matter too much. Especially when we're able to just take out whole groups of enemies in one fell swoop. Like that. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for the Summer Game Fest. I'm one of those people that's like, yeah, I doubt anything good is actually gonna get announced, just because it's hard for me to be excited for games releasing anymore, because one, a lot of games just, even if they seem cool, when they release, they're completely crap and broken for at least the first, little while, month or whatever. So, like, pre-ordering a game or something is just a stupid choice these days. Because if you're playing games day one anymore, the chances are you're gonna get a worse overall experience than if you would have just waited a little while. But the last Game Awards had, like, Mega Man. I guess Mega Man is, like, a cool thing for them to announce, I suppose. But, like, I'm not, like, the biggest Mega Man fan. I do like the series. But just gaming news recently has just been so not interesting to me for quite a while. I've just been so cautious of new releases, and I'm usually right when I say, yeah, these games probably aren't going to be too great. I play a lot of games, and playing a lot of games means playing a lot of mediocre to bad games, and I kind of wish I would just stick to playing the wonderful, great games out there, the 9s and the 10s, but I'm the kind of guy who likes to experience everything I can, whether it's a 1 out of 10, a 10 out of 10, or anything in between. One thing I really think is stupid is that these days a game will like come out and get like a 7 out of 10 review, and people will freak out and act like that's some horrible, horrible review. And it's like, that's not a bad review. A 7 out of 10 means good. That means the person liked it, they just found flaws with it. And a lot of games, one thing I hate with like game critic stuff, and really reviewing anything these days, is everything's so sensationalized and it's all just disingenuous. Because anymore, everything's either a 1 or a 10. Nobody ever wants to sit back and take an objective look at things. Like, there's a lot of games that I'm like, this is something I personally do not enjoy at all. But I can say objectively, whatever could be an 8 out of 10 even if I don't like it, Like, for example, I absolutely hate the modern God of War games. The 2018 one and Ragnarok. I think they're absolutely garbage in comparison to what came before. But I don't think that they're bad games. I think they're bad entries in the series, just like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They're wonderful games. They're like solid, I'd say like an 8 and a 9. Breath of the Wild I'd give maybe a 9. Tears of the Kingdom maybe an 8. They're good games, but they're horrible Zelda games. They're not Zelda games. They feel like an entirely different IP. And it's okay that they're like that, but to me it's just not Zelda, so I don't particularly like them. But I can admit they're good games, and I just hate that there's so much disingenuous quote-unquote critics and reviewers these days that don't do their job. When you're doing something like reviewing, especially for a huge publication, you should take an objective look at things instead of, and I know everything to a certain point is subjective, but like, if a game comes out and it's completely broken, then it doesn't deserve a good score, even if it has the makings of what could hypothetically be a good game. Like, if a game comes out and it's got a great story and solid gameplay, but it's super buggy, you can't give that like any more than a 7 because it's broken and buggy. I think Bethesda games are like my perfect example for these games are reviewed way too highly because all of them are completely broken. So, like, from a more objective standpoint, they have cool stories, their gameplay's fine, but I couldn't give most Bethesda games more than an 8 out of 10 just because they're completely broken. And I cannot give a broken game a score higher than an 8, even if the gameplay and story is solid, I can't just be like, well, I'm gonna overlook the flaws of it. Although, like, something like Skyrim, I personally would give even below that. I'd give Skyrim like a 7.5, and that's just because, objectively it's a pretty good game, but I think Skyrim's awful. It's, like, unplayable for me. But, I couldn't possibly give it less than a 7.5, but I also couldn't give it more than an 8. It's completely broken. Bethesda is the king of making horribly, disgustingly broken games, and people just excusing it. because, haha, funny glitches. And I really don't get that mindset. You know, the reason, for example, Nintendo is charging $450, soon to be $500 for a console, and trying to charge $70, $80 for games, and charging $60 for games that they sold for $20 or even gave away for free on the Wii U. It's just straight up, it's because people enabled it. Because if you look at the Wii U era, you know, the console was, you know, put on sale. The 3DS got put on sale because it wasn't being bought. The games constantly went down to $20 after they sold a decent amount of copies, usually like a year or so after. That was because that was the way to do it, because if you weren't doing that, you weren't going to be competitive, sales-wise. And especially during the Wii U era, they had to be the cheap one because they just could not afford to cost as much as the other companies could. Do I have a cure poison? Use you. There, anyways. But companies like Nintendo, who are losing their kind of losing their foothold in the market in like the Wii U era, for example, they had to be cheap, because if they weren't the cheapest, nobody bought a Wii U. But even more nobody would have, you know? Welcome to the path of promise, youngster. You won't find it too promising right now, though. The way through has been blocked up. Ugh, have you visited the village of Reeve yet? Perhaps the very thing you see could be found there. Yeah. But, so it's clear, because a lot of people online, they want to say, well, nothing's going to change in the gaming market, so you might as well just buy the crap now. And it's like, kind of, if that's the mindset of everyone, but if everyone turned and they said, no, Nintendo, I'm not giving you $100 for a Virtual Boy headset for the Switch. Or no, Nintendo, I'm not giving you $500 for a console. Or, you know, 80 or 90 bucks for a controller. Or whatever. Or no, Nintendo, we're not paying for online because it used to be free. Or no, Sony, we're not paying $900 for a PS5. You know, if sales actually took a big enough hit, the companies would have to give in and go, all right, we're just going to have to either lower prices or deal with no sales. But unfortunately, too many people are willing to just allow these companies to get away with whatever, and it's obviously not good. All it leads to is, you know, it leads to a bad market where everything's expensive and quality is at an all-time low. And a lot of people hate console exclusives and hate when companies don't put their games on PC. That's retarded. Genuinely retarded, you know, because exclusivity is good, because it brings competition. And competition is the absolute... There's two really good things that create good media. Good games, good books, good movies, whatever media you consume. And that's competition and limitation. Because if you have no competition, you can be lazy and just put out crap. And if you have no limitations, then, you know, that kind of gets rid of creativity. That's how you get games like Crimson Desert, where they're allowed to just put everything imaginable in the game and it ends up being crap. But when you're limited and you have to really focus on a few things, the first Fable game, for example, they had a lot of limitations and they had a lot of competition, and it led to an amazing game, one of the best Western RPGs ever made. And that's because they had, so many limitations. They had to go, okay, what are the key elements of what we want Fable to be? We're going to make it like that. And that's how good media is made. When you have to be limited. And unfortunately, limitation is at an all-time low for a lot of developers, because companies will literally, like Sony, for example, will literally go to one of their devs and be like, here's $40 million. And if the company's like, we don't really need that, they will literally go, well, you're going to spend it anyways. Like, this happened. This actually is a real thing that happened. I think it was with Spider-Man 2, or, I don't know, one of the games Insomniac made. They were like, alright, we're kind of, wrapping up. And Sony was like, you're taking $40 million and you're spending it, whether you like it or not. And it's like, really? Come on. That's just bad. That's just a waste of resources. And it leads to a padded out worse game. So limitations and competition are important. I hate that, like, Sony or, Xbox put their games on PC, or that Xbox is putting their games on PlayStations and PCs, because, one, when you have to choose between an Xbox or a PC, there's literally no reason to ever get an Xbox, because anymore, honestly, console prices are so high that you can get a good enough PC for the price of a console. And that PC, will be more versatile because you can do more. Like, for example, for $150, you could get a PC, and $150 is cheaper than any console currently on the market. I was able to build a PC that can play relatively modern games at 30 frames a second, and if you're fine with that, it works fine. But if you're spending, like, video game console money to build a PC, you're going to be playing with the same or higher quality, but you can also do all the other crap a PC can do, like tons of mods, or, whatever, web browse, streaming, all of that. Not that consoles can't stream. I'm streaming off a PS5 right now, but PS5 streaming is really, really limited. Especially compared to something like a PC, which I do have a PC, so I could stream off of that. I just don't want to, because I don't want to go to my little office room. But if I truly wanted to, I could. And it would be better. I could have overlays, I could have a webcam. You can have a webcam on PS5 too, but once again, it's annoying and limited the way they do it. But there's just, for the price of these consoles anymore, you can get a computer so good. But, for example, if Sony's gonna put their games out on a PC anyways, why buy a PS5? That's why competition is good, because you don't want people going, why should I buy this console? You should have people going, I'm buying this console because. So instead of, why should I buy an Xbox? I can play the games on PC. It should be, I'm buying an Xbox because Halo, because Forza, because Gears of War. I'm buying a PS5 because God of War, whatever else. I'm buying a Nintendo because of Zelda, because Mario. That's the one thing I will say Nintendo does very well, is they understand that keeping their IP to themselves keeps the value of the IP higher. Because once you throw out your IP and put it everywhere, all it does is damage and lower the value. And these companies shouldn't be wanting to damage or lower the value of their intellectual property. Halo, for example, is at such a low point compared to where it was before when it was an Xbox exclusive. And part of that is they made the series go way more than it needed to. But another part of that is, they put it on everything else. Well, I mean, soon they're going to have Halo on everything else. Forza's on everything. It lowers IP value, so. But these companies are hopefully. Sony announced that they're going to be no longer doing PC releases, and while a lot of people were freaking out, how dare they? I was like, oh, thank you. They're learning. Anyways, that's enough of a retarded rant that literally no one listened to. What do I know? I'm not a massive corporation. I do think I know a decent amount about business, but But I feel like that's a good stopping point for the stream for now. I'll probably stream some more Dragon Quest some other time. I don't know. I like Dragon Quest, so I might stream it some other time. But till then, see ya.